So Arsenal Football Club currently sitting pretty joint top of the Premier League, although not if you count goal difference. Because if you did,
But we do, Paul.
Yeah,
Of course we do. Because we're top.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. The big question with
Head, you want to go, innit?
Arsenal, yeah, absolutely. The big question with Arsenal Football Club, and it's the same question we have every single year of you guys, Robbie.
Wenger in or Wenger out?
Wenger in or Wenger out.
Do they need a new keeper?
Yeah, the centre half
away from winning the league.
Again, sensational form apart from when you played us, and there's a temptation or a tendency for Arsenal to slump in November. Big couple of months coming up actually in terms of the fixtures that you've got to play. Do you think you've got what it takes to avoid Arsenal's yearly slip up?
We can find out. You know what? I'm going into. It is a hard November. We got Tottenham next week, or shall I say this week? We've got straight after the international break, Man United away. We've also got PSG in the Champions League. But I'm feeling a lot more optimistic about Arsenal this year, for the fact that you lot named out a lot of problems that we've had over the years, and at the moment, all them problems kind of solved. We've got a good goalkeeper. We've got two good goalkeepers, as a matter of fact. We've got good defenders at the moment. Mustafi's come in and has looked really, really good. Did make a bit of an error at the weekend for Sunderland's goal, but he's looked solid alongside Koscielny. And up front, we're looking good. Sanchez has really been playing that up front role really, really well. We had Giroud come off of the bench, and
score with his
dig
first
us out
two
of that,
touches. Unbelievable.
Exactly. It's just, I'm looking at the squad. I mean, on Saturday, for instance, is sort of a prime example of our squad at the moment, in that we were missing Santi Cazorla, we were missing Walcott, and we were missing Monreal. All three of those guys were sort of been nailed on players in our team, and they weren't missed.
Yeah.
Gibbs came in and was exceptional on the day, and El Neni in the midfield filled in, and he was really, really good. Oxlade-Chamberlain came in for Walcott. And I just look at our squad at the moment. I'm like, hey, this is a decent squad. We had Aaron Ramsey and Giroud on the bench. So at the moment, I've got a lot of reasons to be optimistic, because over the years, we've had a good starting 11. We've had a decent squad, but really the guys, there's been some dodgy players in there. And I just think that the actual squad depth is a genuinely good squad depth this time around that should be able to get us through some of these tough games. And even with some of the bogey teams and teams that are giving us a hard time recently, like say Chelsea, we turned up and we destroyed Chelsea. Yeah. So there's reasons to be optimistic.
Have Arsenal surprised you this season?
No, they haven't surprised me, because, like Robbie just said, they went out and bought solid players. They did things that they haven't done. Like Mustafi's not didn't seem like a typical Arsene Wenger buy, but he addressed it. He needed just an all-ass centre-back, basically, and they went out and got one. And that's always been a big problem, hasn't it? Is style over substance, and he seems to have
Granit Xhaka as well.
Yeah, he seems to have appreciated that this season, and the games like the Chelsea game. The big game for me was actually PSG away, going behind 1-0. PSG should have scored maybe a couple more. And they get a late equaliser. They show a little bit of that grit. And I think if they can, as Robbie said, this is a big month now. They beat the teams that they've needed to beat, and they do that quite often. And then they go up against tougher sides, or they finish second in the Champions League group, and that always means they play someone tough in the next round. If they get through this next month of fixtures, and they're still in the same position, then you can start talking about them as genuine. That we all appreciate Arsenal. We all like the way they play, but we've always gone too early with Arsenal and looked at them in October and gone, these are fantastic. You get to March and you go, they might just get fourth again. Yeah. So no, it is like no one wants to go too early with them.
Yeah. And the betting kind of reflects that. You sort of hear everybody, even
you as a fan must be like that now.
I am a bit every fan sort of really playing it down at the moment. And even like when you've heard like the betting, I heard the betting today, and it was like Chelsea and Arsenal like 5-1. Liverpool are rated higher than us to win it. Obviously City. So I think even betting wise, a lot of people are like, hey, we've been there before with Arsenal. But I genuinely do think that there is a difference this year
Yeah,
to previous years.
This is that time of the year, because we were discussing this. We were going to do that an extra topic, but Robbie's got to get off, unfortunately, because the future of Arsenal Football Club's goal scorer
Midfield.
is playing later on. But about how we judge too soon, how this is the time of season where everyone's desperate to draw conclusions, whereas there are very few conclusions that could be drawn when you're only 10 games into it.
Well, that's it. I mean, November, for me, it's the month that Arsenal struggle because Champions League games again, isn't there? You've got 2 Champions League games this month. November, December is difficult for that type of a squad normally, but, you know, Arsenal now, Alex Iwobi's playing really well. As Robbie said, Chamberlain and Walcott are effective matches. I think he's been involved in 7 goals in his 8 appearances. Walcott's nearly at double figures goals for the season in all competitions already, isn't he? And you know, and you're looking at that squad going, wow, this is incredible. They're playing good football, but they seem to know how to mix it up a bit better. The game at the weekend, you know, just being able to whip the ball into Giroud for a couple of goals is a big difference from an Arsenal that their first goal was like 22 passes before the finish from Sanchez. That's Arsenal, but now they've got a legitimate plan B in Giroud who can come on. He's got a great goal scoring record for Arsenal anyway. Yeah. Can come on and score headers. That's different. Arsenal have never had that before, not for a long time anyway.
This is going to be another one. I'm sorry, Ped.
Go on, I was just going to ask Robbie.
We do it every year, and we've done this every other week. And every time Arsenal will probably go and lose the first game in November, and they'll be like, "Oh my God!" But as I say, I agree with I agree with everything that's been said about Arsenal. It looks like they've gone out and identified problems for the first time in years. Wenger's going, I need this, and this, and then done it. Not worried about it, just gone and done it. And they've got a fantastic squad. But there is that trap, isn't there, Ped, of every single week we have to come up with, we have to find someone who's amazing or someone who's shit, and the next week it's completely different.
As I was saying before, we all get caught up in it. But just wanted to ask Robbie a question, because I mean, this might just be nonsense, but is the distraction of Wilshere not being there now, has that helped as well? Because I know he hasn't played that much, but I almost feel like the team for the last couple of years, and I just might be sound stupid, it feels like it's been waiting for Wilshere to come back in. But the fact that he's not there now and he's not a distraction means that midfield can settle down and don't have to worry about, is he coming back? Are we building a team around Wilshere? Is, you know, because he's not there now, is that helping people just settle down a little bit? Fans as well?
I think he's missed so many games that it's not really a distraction.
I don't know, that might just be looking from the outside in.
I think Wenger's the eternal optimist with that though, isn't it? Like, he wouldn't fill that squad space because in theory that's Wilshere's space. He'll come in and take that.
That's what I mean,
But
I just think, unfortunately, because we've not had that distraction because he's never fit.
Yeah.
I just do feel that
he's just going, hey lad, hey Santi, go on for a ciggy, mate. Yeah. No, Jack. I'm trying to concentrate on me football.
Coming out tonight.
Yeah.
Coming out.
Yeah, I'm injured again.
Yeah. I'm injured. No, we've actually got a game tomorrow.
I just feel it is purely down to, like what you guys said, that you've gone out and bought in better players, and you know, and it's a better squad. So you know, even though, as I said, a lot of those players that were playing on Saturday, if everybody was fit, may not be playing. Yeah. You know, Granit Xhaka is still out suspended as well. So I just think it's a more solid looking squad.
It's rounded as well, though. It's got pace, it's got grit, it's got flair players.
Yeah, but the tests are coming. You know, Man United away with
random element that just gets red cards for no reason in the midfield. We've had one of them for 10 years.
Has it got?
But we haven't had a guy. You know, the funny thing about that, right, is that I didn't think it should have been a red card, right?
No, that's not funny, Robbie.
But the thing is about that, right? Over the years, we would have that guy in that game, Barrow, was running us ragged. He was brilliant in that game, yeah. And the thing is about it, in a couple of seasons gone by, another player would have just let him run off, and he would have maybe burst down, and they would have got an equaliser. And Granit Xhaka said, "You ain't going nowhere, mate." He just took him out, and I kind of, I
am 100% for that.
Yeah, I'm like, we haven't had players like that for ages, and that's why I think him and Coquelin are sort of guys like, hey, you know what? I'm take one for the team.
I'm all for that.
And we've been too nice. You guys have always said it. A lot of people have said it. We even, as fans, said it over the years. That sometimes we're too nice. We've got a bit of an edge on us now. With even Mustafi as well. He's another guy that he will just take you out. Or he's got that nasty element to him.
Have you got a goal scorer out who will score in those games. Like an Aguero where a game's really, really close and you need that one goal.
Alexis Sanchez is that guy. I think, again, if we can keep Alexis Sanchez fit, I think he's the big one, really, because if we can keep Alexis Sanchez fit, I think he will score 20-plus goals for the season. I think if we can keep Mesut Ozil fit, we've also got a great chance. Fitness, injuries, it is for every
that's
team.
where the squad...
But that's messed us up in the past.
Yeah.
That's going to, again, still be a bit... Because those guys, for me, are key to Arsenal.
Well, like I was saying before, the more players you've got, it's never a problem, is it? Because if they are looking a little bit tired, then you can take them out, replace them with the equal quality. And maybe that's been the problem the last few years. You've been replacing them with players of nowhere near quality.
It'd be interesting to see what Arsene Wenger does for the game against Ludogorets away. Listen, we still need to win that game, really, but it's not... I don't know, will he be looking at that Tottenham game? I got a feeling that maybe Alexis may not play in that game, maybe because he's such a vital part to what we've been doing.
I think Chris has got it nailed on. Actually, I just think November, particularly with the Champions League stuff, this is where we're going to see a real test of Arsenal, of Man City, and how well they are able to. And to be fair, from the flip of it, Liverpool as well. Without that. You've got to pick up as many points as you possibly can in those periods, because that is when the biggest slog is for the Champions League team.
It's a big advantage for Chelsea and Liverpool this season, not having that Champions League football.
Yeah, it's
they can
capitalise not having Champions League football.
But you know what I mean.
I've got used to it, unfortunately. But yeah, let us know your thoughts. Can Arsenal avoid...
What's Champions League football?
You got in a qualifier once. Yeah.
There's a reason why we've never won the European Cup, but we won't go into it.
Hot balls. But yeah, anyway, let us know your thoughts on Arsenal. Can they avoid the November slump in the comments below, and subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't done so already, check out Redmen TV, check out Toffee TV, check out whatever Ped's tweeting right now, and also check out Arsenal Fan TV and Man Like Robbie on YouTube as well.